Apotheosis Chapter 41. Su Lai's face was filled with hostility. He stepped forward and questioned, Luo Zheng, you promised me that you would fight in the arena today. Why are you late? If you don't dare to fight in the arena, kneel on the ground and kowtow to me 3 times, call me Grandpa 3 times, and then withdraw from the Blue Cloud sect. What's the point of being a coward at home? Luo Zheng blinked his eyes and said slowly, I did promise you that I would fight in the arena today. However, I promised you today. It's also today at midnight and noon. Why? Did I promise you what time it would be today? Luo Zheng's rhetorical question stunned Su Lai. At the same time, the anger on his face grew. Cunning brat, I'll see what use your mouth has when you fight in the arena. Before I fight in the arena, I have one more request, Luo Zheng suddenly said. What request? Could it be that you still expect me to show mercy? The rules of the Blue Cloud Sect's arena are that no one is responsible for the death or disability of the opponent. Su Lai's goal today was to take Luo Zheng's life. If Luo Zheng made such a request, Su Lai would definitely not agree. Luo Zheng shook his head. In the arena, fists and feet have no eyes. Of course, I know the rules. I just feel that such a simple fight is really boring. Why don't we bet something? It's good to have a prize. Su Lai was slightly stunned. He didn't expect Luo Zheng to make such a request. In Su Lai's heart, his goal was basically achieved. As long as he lured Luo Zheng into the arena, Luo Zheng was basically a dead man. Therefore, as long as Luo Zheng was willing to fight in the arena, everything could be discussed. He didn't expect Luo Zheng to be so confident. He actually wanted to bet something. Su Lai also didn't understand where Luo Zheng's confidence came from. Could it be that he still thought he could win? A little guy in the viscera refining stage wanted to win against him, a half-step Xiantian. What a joke. Haha, prize. Very well, what do you want to bet? I will accompany you to the end. Su Lai said. How about this, I will offer 100 square crystal stones, and you will offer an upper-grade Xian weapon. If you win, the 100 square crystal stones will be yours. If you lose, the upper-grade Xian weapon will be mine. Luo Zheng said with a smile. 100 square crystals. Su Lai was stunned again. As someone born from the grassroots, Su Lai wasn't very rich. Although he had earned a lot of points with his own strength over the past few years, those points had been used to exchange for cultivation methods and pills. Cultivating a warrior was a money-burning matter in itself, not to mention that Su Lai didn't have the support of a large family behind him. This wager was nothing to the scions of landowning households, but it was a huge sum of money to the commoners. Su Lai was very willing to bet with Luo Zheng, but Su Lai couldn't take out a high-grade profound weapon. Stinking brat, you clearly know that I don't have a high-grade Xian weapon, but now you want to bet with me. I think you are deliberately looking for an excuse, Su Lai said angrily. Luo Zheng sighed, revealing a regretful expression. If that's the case, then it's fine if we don't fight in this arena. Fighting here and there is just a waste of energy. Why should I fight with you? You. Su Lai was really angry. You brat, you are clearly looking for an excuse to not fight in the arena. I think your 100 square crystal stones are just nonsense. You can't take it out at all. As soon as Su Lai's voice fell, a pile of square crystal stones fell from Luo Zheng's hand. Those square crystal stones were crystal clear, revealing a magnificent color under the sunlight. These square crystal stones were hard currency. Most of the outer disciples in Xiao Yufeng were commoners. This pile of 100 square crystal stones was definitely a huge sum of money. I have taken out southwest many square crystal stones. As long as you can take out a high-grade Xian weapon, I will fight in the arena. If you can't take it out, then I think we should stop fighting. I really don't want to waste my energy. Standing in that pile of square crystal stones, Luo Zheng's smile was especially brilliant. Su Lai was now completely speechless. He originally thought that this was a very simple matter, but it was delayed by Luo Zheng's dilly-dallying for a long time. At this time, Manager Zhu suddenly said gloomily, Su Lai, if he wants to bet a high-grade Xian weapon, then bet with him. Don't tell me you are still afraid of losing. But I don't have a high-grade Xian weapon, Su Lai said gloomily. If you don't have a high-grade Xian weapon, can't you lend it to me? I don't believe that in such a big Xiao Yufeng, there will always be someone who can take out a high-grade Xian weapon, Manager Zhu reminded. That's right. Su Lai glanced around and his gaze fell on a person in the corner. He Bing, I remember that you have a high-grade Xian weapon. That He Bing did indeed have a high-grade Xian weapon and his strength was not weak. Seeing that Su Lai was looking for him, he smiled and said, Brother Su Lai, I do have a high-grade Xian weapon, so what? Lend it to me, I will return it to you in a while. Su Lai said. In Su Lai's opinion, this was originally a very simple matter. What Su Lai did not expect was that He Bing actually shook his head and said, I won't lend it to you. What? You are still afraid that I will lose to this brat? Su Lai said angrily. He Bing continued to shake his head. Of course I am not afraid that you will lose to this brat. But why should I lend it to you for no reason? You. Su Lai's eyes turned and he immediately understood He Bing's meaning. He said, how about this, after I defeat that brat, I will share half of the square crystal stones with you. How about it? Hearing Su Lai's words, He Bing's face revealed a satisfied smile. You should have said so earlier. Brother Su Lai, take it. After He Bing finished speaking, he removed a sword from his waist and threw it to Su Lai. Su Lai reached out and caught it. In his heart, he cursed He Bing for being a person who would not wake up early without benefits. Then, with a zeng sound, he unsheathed the treasure sword. The 3-feet-long blade was shining with a faint purple light. He said to Luo Zheng, He Bing's sword is called Ziqing treasure sword. It is a high-grade Xian weapon. Can it be used as a prize? Luo Zheng glanced at the Ziqing treasure sword and nodded. He turned to Mo Ken and said, help me deliver this square crystal stone. After he finished speaking, Luo Zheng jumped onto the stage. Seeing Luo Zheng enter the stage, Su Lai was secretly happy. He was not afraid of anything, but he was afraid that Luo Zheng would shrink back. Therefore, he handed the Ziqing treasure sword to Mo Ken and also jumped onto the stage. On the stage, Luo Zheng stood with his hands behind his back. The power in his body began to slowly circulate. Facing the half-step Xiantian Su Lai, Luo Zheng looked indifferent on the surface, but his heart was full of vigilance. Who didn't have a trump card when they cultivated to Su Lai's level? Su Lai, who had been enduring for a long time, had long wanted to end this fight quickly. After he got on the stage, he sneered. Lightning flashed under his feet, and his whole body seemed to be wrapped in a layer of lightning. He rushed towards Luo Zheng at an extremely fast speed. Su Lai cultivated a cultivation method called Rushing Thunder Fist. The true chi produced by Su Lai was full of thunderous momentum. Whether it was speed or explosive power, it was very amazing. Su Lai was constantly approaching Luo Zheng's pupils. He was constantly enlarging. When Su Lai was only 2 meters away from him, his huge fist turned into a rushing thunder, and directly struck towards Luo Zheng. Half-step Xiantian could skillfully control his true chi and transform it into thunderous power. The power of this fist was actually so amazing. Facing this fist, Luo Zheng did not retreat. He clenched his 5 fingers into a fist, and a purple curtain of light wrapped around his body. His first move was the red sandalwood fist, red sandalwood inch punch. He actually wanted to meet force with Su Lai. When the audience saw this scene, their mouths were wide open. Originally, they all thought that Luo Zheng would certainly cover his head and run away. After all, the gap between their realms was too big. If he faced the enemy head-on, Luo Zheng had no chance of winning at all. If this fist met, half of Luo Zheng's body would probably be burnt by Su Lai's rushing thunder fist. Bang! The 2 fists collided. Under the impact of the huge fist force, Luo Zheng retreated 4 steps before he could stabilize his body. Su Lai, on the other hand, retreated 7 or 8 steps before he could stop. His eyes flashed with a touch of surprise. This fist was not only beyond Su Lai's expectation, but also beyond the expectations of all the outer sect disciples who were watching the fight. How could a body refiner not understand the importance of realms? Every time a body refiner broke through a realm, their strength would increase by several times. Since when could the strength of a viscera refining stage be compared with the strength of a half-step Xiantian realm? Regardless of whether they believed it or not, the scene in front of them was indeed happening. Luo Zheng's face also flashed with a dignified expression. The moment they exchanged blows, the purple light on Luo Zheng's arm was scattered by Su Lai's rushing thunder fist. At this moment, his purple sandalwood inch force was obviously somewhat powerless and could not display its original effect. Sure enough, purple sandalwood fist was still somewhat insufficient when faced with a real expert. And Su Lai's power of thunder and lightning actually spread to his arm. Like 2 bright silver snakes, they wrapped around Luo Zheng's arm and desperately bit it. After a while, a burnt smell came from Luo Zheng's arm. Luo Zheng's strength greatly exceeded Su Lai's expectations. But seeing Luo Zheng's burnt arm, Su Lai's face still revealed a grim smile. Good strength. But your arm is also crippled. Is that so? A faint smile appeared on Luo Zheng's face. The power in his arm revolved, and a purple light surged out from his arm. The 2 small snakes formed by thunder and lightning were instantly killed by the purple sandalwood true chi. Seeing this scene, Su Lai's eyelids twitched. Although this brat was only in the viscera refining stage, his strength was astonishing. Moreover, his body was also particularly special. Su Lai himself was the clearest about how difficult it was to deal with the power of thunder and lightning in rushing thunder fist. But against this brat, the effect was not good. But so what if his talent was extraordinary? If this brat was also in the half-step Xiantian realm like himself, Su Lai would probably have run away. But after all, this brat was only in the viscera refining stage. No matter how strong he was, how strong could he be? Thinking of this, Sulai's body flickered with thunder and his figure instantly disappeared from the stage. In just a split second, he suddenly rolled to the side, and in his original position, Sulai descended from the sky, a rushing thunder fist bombarding the ground. Like a thunderbolt on a clear day, the explosion made everyone's eardrums ring chaotically. This speed is too fast. Luo Zheng frowned. At this moment, Luo Zheng's eyes were locked on Sulai's body. His greatest weakness was that his speed was too slow. There were 5 stages of the corporeal realm. The last stage was the marrow refining realm. In the marrow refining realm, one had to refine out all the impurities in the body's marrow. This stage could be simplified into 2 words, marrow cleansing. Only after the marrow cleansing was successful, the body would undergo a qualitative change. The body would become stronger, the speed would increase, and it would also allow people to see and hear better. When he was dealing with Xie Lang, he was at a disadvantage because he was unable to chase after his opponent. Now, Sulai was also using this move. Crackle. Another rushing thunder fist smashed towards Luo Zheng. This time, Luo Zheng was not able to completely avoid it. A part of the power of thunder bit his leg. Fortunately, Luo Zheng had an extremely strong body. Most of the power of thunder and lightning was absorbed by Luo Zheng's body. The remaining power of thunder and lightning did not cause too much damage to Luo Zheng. You can't keep up with my speed, right? Let's see how long you can resist. The more Sulai attacked, the more excited he became. There was a free-moving sandbag for him to attack. Of course, he was happy. Bang. Bang. Boom. Every time Sulai made a move, he would roar wildly. You can dodge. Let's see how long you can dodge. Again. See how long you can dodge. Again. See how